Good morning to all of you. In this video, we will look at what is called the meaning of natural path. This is based on a book by Robin Sharma, and the name of the book is The Leader Who Had No Title. As you would all know, Robin Sharma is one of the best motivational speakers in the world. His books have been translated into several languages, and these are bestsellers in English. There are several books, and as you would know, most of the self help books always talk a lot about positive thinking. This book is also about positive thinking, but it has very powerful messages. And I just have picked up just four messages, very quick and very sharp and very short messages that actually mean a lot to each of us in terms of our becoming a leader in our own lives and in the organizational lives or in the roles that we have in the organization, irrespective of the role, and also in the society. If we look at very closely, each of these has a bearing on the effectiveness of our roles in our home, at home, at office, irrespective of the position we hold, and in the society, because we also have neighbors, we have people whom we interact with outside the office hours. During the 8 hours or 10 hours in the organization, we interact with hundreds of others, our own peers, our superiors, and our subordinates. And of course, at home we have a family. If we are married, we have parents and siblings. Once we get married, we have the parents, and of course we have our life partners, and later on children to contend with. We need to bring up the children. We need to take care of every human being who is part of our family, and these are not things that are, it's not rocket science. It's based on very simple truths, and these four uh, you know simple ideas about what we call as natural power will be very much evident as we go along. Robin Sharma talks about four natural paths. These are very simple, and we will try to see each one of them. Each of the four natural powers, is extremely meaningful in terms of enabling each of us to rethink about the leader within each of us. When we take charge of our own lives, we start feeling very confident and empowered. Throughout the book, Robin Sharma talks about victimhood. We always think that we are victim of some circumstances, of some bad luck. We always think that we have very limited resources and we do not have anything in our control. None of these things are true. Each of us have something given to us, and at any point in time we can do the best of whatever is possible, irrespective of the circumstances in which we surround ourselves or find ourselves in. So we have to take life as it comes. But when we take life as it comes, we also need to think what best can be done given a particular set of circumstances. This is exactly what he talks about. He never talks about victimhood. He says those who are, playing the victim card will never progress in life. Those who take charge of their own lives, those who become empowered, those who feel that they can do something, those are the people who will progress in their lives. This is exactly what he calls as natural power. Take this for example. Each one of us alive, I'm giving the exact quote without any editing. Each one of us alive in this moment has the power to go to work every day, each day, and express the absolute best within us. And you need no title to do this. Because when we go to work, we have work in a school or in a college or in an organization or in an NGO or wherever, or even in a service sector organization. Don't we find that somebody stands out? Don't we find people who really matter too much to our senses, to who grab our attention? For example, a teacher who goes the extra mile in taking care of the child, giving him or her the confidence to do well, calling up even the parent. There are many teachers who call up the parent and advise them, okay, this is exactly what you need to do. Why don't you give some importance to this aspect of your child's life, etc., and all these things. So we do have teachers like that. We do have people, managers, for example, who really take care of others, who would care for others, who would go all out of the way to help others who suffer. For example, supposing there is a personal problem in the life of somebody, the manager would go all out of the way, all out of his way or her way, to do something for the person, to help him or her come back to normal life. This is exactly what, for example, we have this case study of Sarat Babu. If you go to Google and put the story of Sarat Babu, owner of Dosa King, he runs a company, catering establishment called Dosa King, and he lived in a very humble or a very poor, in a very poor condition, in a hut where his mother was not able to feed her children. So she took to hawking, cooking at idlis at home, and he would run around to sell those idlis and make a living. In those conditions, in those years when he had to suffer, he passed out of the 12th standard from a government school, but he did very well, and then he made it to a very good engineering college, and then further on he went on to study at the prestigious IIM Ahmedabad. He was a topper, he had several offers, but he chose to follow the path of entrepreneurship. He became an entrepreneur in his own right. Today, he is having a very good establishment called Dosa King. He runs a catering establishment and he gives employment to several hundreds of people. So, this is exactly what can happen if you take, or if each one of us take charge of our lives at this moment, do whatever is possible at this moment without any postponement, without any second thoughts, or we always tend to postpone things for tomorrow. We think, okay, we will do it tomorrow. Procrastination, as they call it. Instead of procrastination, if we start acting right now, we can do things far better. Number two, each one of us alive today has the power to influence or inspire, influence, and elevate each person we meet by the gift of a great example, and you need no title to do that. For example, we do have very honest people. Honesty is now a very rare commodity. It's becoming a very rare quality in people, but still we find that there are people who are very honest in government offices, in the banks, in or even people, humble workers who are the sanitary workers. Each of them is very honest. They do a very good job, and they do without any. They would smile at you. They would take all the garbage and put it into the truck which accompanies them, and they would go around and do their job in a very simple way, in a very humble way, without hurting any human being at all. There are people who operate, for example, the lift, who are very smiling, who are always very helpful. There are people who for example, when you go to a restaurant, we might find somebody who serves you the food and he would smile at you. He would ask you, oh, how do you feel about, what do you feel about the food? He would even talk to you about his, he would ask you from where have you come and what do you want, where are you going, and things like this. He would relate to you as if he would know you for at least a couple of years and he would take care of you so well. So there are people who are very honest, who do a very good job, and who actually give a lot of meaning to this part. Number two, they inspire you, they influence you to think very positive. You always feel that you should, look at their behavior and learn from them. So don't need any title to do that. But They do not have any big title either. They might be just ordinary people, but you can learn a lot from them. This is the power of what is called natural power 2. Then I go to natural power 3. Each one of us alive with life can passionately drive positive change in the face of negative conditions, and you don't need to do that. No title to do around that. For example, irrespective of the inflation, irrespective of the high cost of living, whatever, or even the climate which is very hot, why don't we see somebody who's 75 plus? I have seen many of them, they cook with a missionary zeal, they're very happy, they take care of each and every item that goes into the special dishes that they prepare. Most of it is vegetarian because I am a pure vegetarian, but I've seen so many places where there are so many houses where they have served me with a lot of affection, and they would always tell somebody would ask, how do you do this at this age? She would smilingly say, well, it's my passion, I love cooking, I love to do this. And when you go to a restaurant, you always find somebody who possibly has taken on that role and who would give you the kind of food that you would normally eat at home. When you come home, it would digest so quickly, and you would never feel upset. You never have a stomach upset. You don't need to go to the doctor. The hotel food would be so good that you would go back again. So there is something, somebody, some environment, some human being there, maybe even the owner, who wants to drive some good positive change. He would not even charge you very high when compared to other restaurants, but he would have given you very good food. And when you think about that, you would feel very happy because you would really feel at, say, for example, 2 p.m. on a very hot, maybe April, in the month of April, you go there and have the food, then you're so happy. This is exactly the power, natural power 3, irrespective of the negative conditions. The negative condition is okay, it's very hot. When you go inside, you have a very good, maybe it's not even air conditioned, but the way they treat you, the way they help you with serving you the kind of food and also asking you, what they can do for you. I mean, this is exactly what that makes a lot of difference. I have seen it and I have experienced it. Possibly you would have also seen it and you would have also experienced it. This is exactly what he talks about as natural power 3. When you go to natural power 4, each of us alive to the truth about leadership can treat all stakeholders with respect, appreciation, and kindness, and in so doing, raise the organization's culture to the best of breed. You don't need any title to do that. You do not need any title to do that. For example, you take this company. All of you would have heard this company, ITC. This is an excellent company. Previously, they manufacture cigarettes, but the business from cigarettes is coming down day after day after day. They have very good hotels. The five-star hotel called the Welcome Group. They are too good in that industry. They, of course, have launched a very, very unique experiment called eChopal, where they have collaborated with thousands of farmers by providing them the most advanced technology and enabling them to do business. The rural transformation has to be seen to be believed. You just go to the Google and just when you say the case study of eChopal, you would get a lot of details. This is exactly what has happened. They are doing so well. They have done very, very well. Today, this organization has not only carbon positive, but it is also contributing so much to the entire country. They have transformed the lives of several millions of people who live in the rural areas. They have given them the best of access to the most advanced technology and all that. Now, it has rewarded its employees and shareholders. It's a very respected organization. We have another example. BHEL has done commendable work at Trichy, where it has a huge unit. Of course, they have units at Bhopal, at Hyderabad, Bangalore, and a few other places. They've done very well. When we look around, we always see very hardworking bankers, teachers, doctors, and nurses who always care for others. Don't we see them? We always see them. Even a banker, he would smile at you, he would help you. Irrespective of his tension, the bank manager would receive you very well. He would give you a lot of attention, and he would always treat a very humble guy who was just about 200 rupees in the SB account. He would still care for them. These are the people who make our lives far better than what it is at all times. Though they care for us and really take care of us. Now, when we look at these kinds of people, the teachers, for example, had gone to a hospital. It was a government hospital some years back, to see a person who was admitted there. To my shock, I found that the nurse was so kind. She was able to explain everything. She was so nice, and she told me, "Don't worry, your friend would be perfectly all right very soon, and we would take care of him." I was really stumped because I didn't expect this from a nurse who works in a government hospital. This is exactly what we normally think of people in such positions. We think that they are good for nothing, but it's just the opposite. She was there, she was too good. The doctor was kind enough too. He also said, "Don't worry, your friend would be all right and he would be discharged in a couple of days." I've seen several teachers who do a lot of good work. They always, take care of the students, they interact with the parents, they interact with whomsoever they would love to interact, and then try to do something. Particularly, there are so many government teachers who actually have gone and sought a lot of money in terms of the CSR funds to raise the to actually give a fillip to the working conditions in the school in terms of infrastructure. The tables, the chairs, somebody has donated it. There are people who have donated money to whitewash the school to keep the premises very neat. And also, I mean, such as these things keep on happening. We always see a lot of positivity around us. This is exactly what we should learn from these four natural powers. So once we have that, we already have that, and there are too many people who actually have it, who are doing a very good job. We should learn from them. This is exactly what is the core message of what we call as natural power. I'm very sure you would have found this video useful to some extent, and kindly share this with others, and also subscribe to my channel Simply Management. Thanks a lot. Thank you.